I'm here with Ryan Somerfield, who's from Australia, and it was so awesome to have you come here with us in the studio. So welcome. I know Jay got a chance to talk with you on a debrief, and you guys went through a ton of stuff, but I really wanted a chance. I got jealous, and I wanted a chance for you and I to have a quick conversation. I'm like, wait a minute, he's come all the way here. I need to have a conversation with him as well. So Ryan, welcome to SociallyU. It's been awesome having you come here. And I wanted to take a few minutes and just kind of pick your brain. First, wanted to start by saying thank you. Your YouTube videos were very inspirational to me in the middle of COVID. I was like, how in the world can I put some of these things together? We were doing a lot of stuff with remote guests. We were streaming live and doing some of these things, and you were doing some really cool stuff with that. And I'm sure we're going to take it even farther. But you really inspired me, and it was really, I can't remember the name of the company that maybe you didn't say what it was, but it was a massive live stream that you did. That really just turned me on to a whole different way of kind of approaching some problems. So first of all, thanks for releasing that. You're one of the few people that I was able to get real value from. And so I want to just publicly say thank you. What a huge help to me. And hey, welcome. So glad to have a chance to talk with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's so good to be here. It's been a long trip, but it was definitely worth it. I'm so glad I'm here. It's so cool to walk around the place and just see what you're doing here, and thank you for the compliments. It's like you say, COVID was a very weird time and we all pivoted. I still remember our FaceTime call a few years ago and you're like, check out what we're doing. I'm like, this is amazing, I love it. So I got to actually finally come and check it out. So honored to be here. Thank you.
Well, it's so funny when I reached out to you, I remember FaceTiming you, and it's just like, I have so many things to talk through. And so anyway, you're very gracious with your time, and it's been so awesome just to get to know you better. So, well, tell me, give me, from your perspective, where you see things now and where do you see them going? And then I'll kind of respond to that as well. Like, so when you look at the state of maybe, like I'm really focused on studio, right? So I'm really thinking about things happening in studio. What are the things that are getting your attention right now? And I'd love to kind of share some of the things we've been thinking about.
Yeah, it's really an interesting one because obviously there's studio. I feel like a lot of what we're doing now is out of COVID. Everyone got used to a laptop and looking up people's noses and everything just looking horrible, and just got used to really bad production, essentially, because I feel like we all used to care a little bit more. And maybe the first couple of months of COVID, we all kind of, put in our suit and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like everything just dropped by the time we got to the end of that. And people are just tired, and people need to get content. And it's how do we do that in an engaging way, in a professional, slick-looking way. And a lot of what we're doing now is live. And so how do we do all that live and have all the interaction, all these kind of things. So we're now dabbling. We've got a green screen studio now, so we're doing very similar things to what you guys are doing as well, which is really cool, and we're learning a lot, getting into all that. So it has been a learning curve, but it's been fun talking to people like you about how do we do this. But so for me, it's been mostly live, all that kind of stuff. But how about you? What are you finding in the studio?
For us, obviously, we made this massive shift over to chroma key green screen stuff, and that just opened up a whole can of things for us to work through. And so now every production, a year later, I guess, almost into it, every single thing we do is all chroma key. Just like this is, and yet we're doing a ton of stuff with Unreal Engine. We have 8 cameras, all tracked, running into Unreal, and so that's been full of hilarious and terrifying challenges. And then we're really interested in, this is an easy one to say, 3D Gaussian splatting, which is essentially, you probably know about this already, but for anyone watching, photogrammetry and NeRFs, this is kind of the next evolution of that, where it's 3D scanning an environment and being able to bring that into Unreal Engine or Unity. We'll probably be pushing into Unreal, and then using that as a set. So we're always trying to toggle between the flexibility of Unreal Engine with the realism of a set that we've actually gone and shot in person. And so we think, we'll see, we've got some tests that we're doing on Friday even about 3D Gaussian splatting, and we think that that seems like a strong future for us. So we're certainly doing that. And then we're also always exploring like new ways to bring in guests remotely. So we're doing a ton of different energy around that, of just like thinking through like, well, how can we bring in those guests, integrate those environments, things like that as well.
Yeah, I think, well, we should definitely go and scan our studio and put you in our studio at some point like that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun, especially with the Gaussian splatting and then remote guest. Yeah, I think we'll have a lot of fun.
The other thing is when, of course, this is very new, the Gaussian splatting stuff. Man, sure would be awesome to have a simpler name for that. But I think being able to have that where it's kind of a more easy way to capture an environment, I think that unlocks some things. Because right now when we're shooting plates, it's very, very specific. Like we're shooting at this resolution, at this exact dimension of height and angle and distance and all of that. And so all of that kind of goes away if we can do a 3D splat. So that's exciting to me because I think that's going to open up our ability to kind of subcontract out, gather those assets. So that's also interesting. What are you doing about AI?
Yeah, AI is, look, it's, I walk around in the office when back home and it's just like, I'm constantly seeing people on Photoshop doing generative fill and ChatGPT doing copying and all that kind of stuff. It's totally taking the world by storm. And I feel like in terms of like creatively, in terms of content, like generative fill, just seeing that, I'm like, that's only going to explode. And we're going to have sets, like video being extended and all these kind of things. I'm really excited to see that. And when we have our computer overlords, it's gonna be great.
Well, here's a couple of quick things we're doing. So we've started using Otter AI to automatically transcribe. We have a lot of clients that'll come in and it's not necessarily scripted. So we'll go ahead and transcribe that. As soon as that transcription is done for that video, then we're playing around with ChatGPT and Claude, running it through some prompts to be like, hey, summarize this and create an intro. So like sometimes our clients will come in, they have really great content, but they don't really know how to do that little hook at the beginning of the video. And so we're using AI to kind of generate some of those. The other thing we've been doing is we do a lot of longer form content here where our clients maybe are recording a 30, 40-minute video. And but it would be nice to get some shorts out of it. And of course, we've seen some of these tools that proclaim to be able to kind of find the spots in it. And I'm still playing with some of those and getting mixed results, but that's super awesome. But we're like, wait a minute, if we could really just narrow that down to this is what they need to say, then we can create that short almost in real time, throw it up on a prompter, and then just be able to have them like, hey, cool, you did this 40-minute piece of content. There were these 3 awesome shorts that we can grab out of that. Let's go ahead and hit those before we move on to the next video. So that's been an interesting idea we've done. And then on the generative fill side, of course, for any of our static plates, we've been playing around with that. In fact, I had a pretty famous client, and they came to us saying like, hey, we need this right away. It needs to look like a fireplace, but it also needs to look like Christmas. And we had a great fireplace plate, but it didn't have Christmas on it. And I just kind of selected the right above the mantle and like put in Christmas lights and stick in a Christmas tree, and like 10 minutes later I had that, and then I just cut out where the fire was so that would play through it, and it worked great. It was awesome. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things that can happen there for sure.
Absolutely. It's I'm just really excited for the future. I feel like there's so much coming, and like you say, bringing in remote guests as well. You know, how can we do that in a cool way? Like
I think I think the sky's the limit. I think people have barely even seen what's capable of that. I think there's going to be some super cool ways to do that will be revealed soon. You know, it's just, as we watch all of this just unlock, it's just every day it seems like new AI, new functionality. You know, every piece of the business that we're in right now is being radically transformed. So it's fun to see. Well, as you kind of look out, what's one of the biggest things, as we kind of wrap this up, what's one of the biggest things that for you you're kind of looking forward to in 2024. What's on your horizon of like things that you're trying to accomplish as a studio, or what are some of your goals that you're looking forward to?
Yeah. I feel like I think for me, a lot of what I was doing was purely virtual and live. Obviously, we're doing but at the same time, production's coming back in. We're doing a lot of that kind of stuff. We do branding, all of that thing. We just try and help people from a whole round. But what we're finding a lot of now is people are going, we need to get back into the room. We need to have people together. But how do we? But we're finding clients as well kind of going, oh, we love your virtual thing, so how do we do that in the room? I'm like, well, we can't be in 100 places at once. Like, how do we still need to be able to get content out? And how do we do that, distribute that, but also still have in the room and interaction as well? And have people talking. So we have people now in the room watching a feed, but they're on the chat, and we're able to bring the chat live on the screen. Like, there's all these kind of things where we're kind of taking different parts of things. You got the Twitch gamers, which is a very much a talking with the chat interaction. We got people in the room. We got breakout rooms. Like, all these kind of things I feel like is a huge part of making people feel like, oh, they're not just watching another video. It's how can I be involved, and how can I feel like I'm contributing to this as well. So I think that for me is a huge part of how do we come together again?
Yeah, so for us in 2024, I mean, we've been building so many systems this last year and a half, unbelievable amount of systems. And so now we've realized like it's a refinement pass of trying to go through and just get the pieces in place where we can just lather, rinse, repeat. And what we're hoping to do is make the technology so seamless. It's kind of funny. I've been joking about like, let's make it unremarkable so that it just becomes like, it just is the experience of the subject matter expert, the talk show, whatever it is we're recording. It's just people can just pay attention to that. They can look at this and go, wow, it's pretty, it's professionally done. But at the end of the day, if we do our job well as a studio, we're just getting out of the way and supporting them making content. So for us, it's kind of just continuing to up our game of continuing to integrate technology, but in a way where it's just seamless and unnoticeable and unremarkable. We want the sound to be so good that it's unnoticeable, and we want the picture quality to be so good that it's unnoticeable. It's just, this is a good quality production. Yeah. So that's what we're trying to do.
Well, it's just not distracting.
Right. It's just like, just get into the content and be what it is. Well, hey, listen, I just want to say thank you. Thanks for taking the time to come to Chattanooga. From how many miles away is Australia from Chattanooga? I don't know. Well, you don't even know miles, but in American units,
it's more than 7. Yeah,
9,000 or so miles away. So that was quite a trek. Appreciate you taking the time to do that. We'll have to come to Australia next. So awesome. Well, hey, listen.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having us. It's been it's been a lot of fun. So thank you.
Of course, man. Yeah. So hey, thanks everybody for watching this, and thanks for watching the debriefs and the other things we're doing. We know it's just we don't always have time to do some quality content like this. It's a little more concise. There's a lot happening, but those debriefs are long. But thanks for watching those as well. And until next time, we'll see where this journey takes us. So thanks, Ryan, for being here.
Pleasure, man. Thanks.